welcoming all the participants who are following us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Welcome back to this segment of Glimpses of the Glory of the Past on the 10th of January. For those who are not yet familiar with this segment, we are basically going through the years since the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism started his public life, and we'll be going through the years and witnessing the various forms of activities, contributions, and everything that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been doing and has done in order to restore the authentic tradition of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, to save Hinduism, and to establish the nation of Sri Kailasa. So without further ado, we'll be jumping into the first slide, first year. In this year, on the 10th January 2001, we can see the day 1 and 2 of the powerful 3-day Chandi Homa, personally performed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for the revival of the Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem in Kavuntapadi, Erode, Tamil Nadu, in South India, on the 9th, 10th, and 11th of January 2001, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was only 23 years of age. This powerful fire ritual offering to Devi Chandi, the universal cosmic mother, happened in Kavuntapadi, a village in Erode, the first ashram of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism after starting his public life. This venue is the famous Kaliamman temple in Kavuntapadi, and the head of the temple is seen in the photographs. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was honored by the indigenous Mudaliar community that owns the temple. So here we can see in the picture the young Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Avatar, 1008 Avatar of Paramashiva, performing the Chandi Homa. So for those who do not know, the Chandi Homa is a fire ritual in which we invoke the presence of Devi Chandi, the form of Chandi, Devi Parashakti. And it is an extremely long ritual, which can take hours and hours, 16 hours and more, to perform authentically. Here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism personally conducting the ritual. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was raised in the temple environment, temple-based ecosystem in the city of Tiruvannamalai, next to the Arunachaleshwara temple. So since his very young age, he was used to engage in rituals, to help, to support, and to perform rituals. And that has been his lifestyle since the very beginning. So he got trained, initiated into performing these rituals authentically. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism considers himself as a Shakta. So Shakta being the worshippers of Parashakti, of the sacred feminine consciousness who manifests in the form of Parashakti. So this Homa, this ritual, is the embodiment of that. And it is surely one of the most rare and intense ritual to perform. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had shared in the past that he performed this ritual many, countless amount of times since his young age. And here he is performing the ritual for the sake of the devotees who gathered around him, blessing them with this intense energy that gets channeled, gets infused and invoked through the Agni, through the fire in this Homa fire ritual. We can see more pictures. Again, on the left, we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism offering Arti, the sacred fire offering to the Kalashas in which the deities are invoked. And on the right, we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism holding a sugarcane stick and offering the Vastram, the sacred cloth, to the Agni, to Devi Parashakti, who is invoked, Devi Chandi, who is invoked in the fire as the offering of cloth, Vastram. You can see here, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism offering milk to the Homa and performing the various dimensions, the various parts of this sacred, intense ritual for Devi Chandi.
The next, we'll be moving on to the 10th of January 2007, where we can see Kumudam, a famous Tamil article newspaper, publishes the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism under the title Manadai Tira Magirchi Pongatum. Here we can see the Tamil newspapers and the various newspapers all around India had given had been blessed with the opportunity to write the articles of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's teachings and the various satsangs in their newspapers, in their articles, where thousands of people are enriched by all of these newspapers and all of these articles. And actually, many of the people who come to Swamiji, as we know, the YouTube is one of the biggest platforms where people get connected to Swamiji just by watching one small video or just a ad or just a 1 minute video of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And same way, just by reading one article, just a few words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, thousands of devotees get connected and click with the truths that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revealing. And here we can see one such instance where the Kumudam, which is one of the most used and most famous magazines in Tamil Nadu, in southern India, where we can see the article of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And actually, in the coming years, you will see so many of these newspapers publishing the articles of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, whether it is the Kumudam magazines or so many other magazines, where even the magazine owners have come back to us telling that just for reading the everyday article by Swamiji, just for seeing the experts from Swamiji satsangs and discourses, people have started buying the magazine and the magazine sales have gone up. And there are so many instances where just Swamiji, out of his mere compassion, gives his discourses for so many people to add, so the teachings of Swamiji can spread and more people can get connected to Hinduism, the Sanatana Dharma, and Swamiji. So we have seen one such instance, and we will now be moving on to the next years.
So moving into the year 2008, again on the 10th of January, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism visits Namakkal district in Tamil Nadu, India, and blesses the devotees who had come to have a glimpse of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So we can see in the pictures people gathering to receive the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in his, again, early years of his public life. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism used to make himself physically available day and night for devotees, disciples, and followers all across the various states of Tamil Nadu. So here we can see one by one, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism attends to each and every devotee who came, answering their questions, answering their prayers, giving them guidance, and ultimately giving them blessings and diksha and initiation, one person at a time. That is how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has worked since the very day one to restore and revive the nation of Sri Kailasa, one person at a time, one person at a time. And we can see a glimpse of that in these pictures. So before jumping into the next year, we'll be having a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. In the next few moments, we'll be going through the further years of the 10th of January and the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for the sake of the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma through the revival of the nation of Sri Kailasa.
Self is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. A conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Nithyananda, welcoming back all the viewers watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, and the various other platforms. We will now be moving on to the next year, which is the 10th of January 2010, where we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism delivering the Bhagavad Gita satsang in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. We can see the tens of thousands of people assembled for this Maha Satsang, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is expanding on the truths of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a beautiful scripture in the Hindu Sanatana Dharma, where during the Mahabharata, which is an epic, which is itihasa, and in the Mahabharata, Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the battlefield when Arjuna is having the doubts about whether he wants to wage the war on his relatives and the people who keep adharma as a priority, and Bhagavan Sri Krishna narrates to him on the various topics about the Karma Yoga, which is doing his duty, and the various topics on devotion, how devotion, the Bhakti Yoga, how through devotion one can attain enlightenment, and at last, as the grand finale, Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives the whole Vishwarupa Darshana, which is Bhagavan Sri Krishna embodies himself as the whole cosmos, representing the whole cosmos inside Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Rupa of Parandama, the cosmic form of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And Arjuna is then convinced that what he is doing is not an act of violence, but an act where he is upholding Dharma and upholding the vision of the avatar, the purpose of the avatar. And Arjuna continues to wage the war against the negative forces. And the Bhagavad Gita is not just for Arjuna, but Bhagavan Sri Krishna in a beautiful way narrated all these truths, which even now, after tens of thousands of years, the truths, whenever we read the Bhagavad Gita, immediately we can see that it is relevant to our day-to-day lives, where we can use the truths, where we can apply the truths that Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives in our day-to-day lives after so many years. And if you want to hear more about the Bhagavad Gita, what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed out of his utmost compassion, has decoded the truths of the Bhagavad Gita. And if you want to hear all of these truths, if you want to hear the satsangs, you can log on to the official channel of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which is Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda in YouTube. And also, you can log on to Nithyanandapedia, which is an encyclopedia of all the satsangs, all the revelations, and all the whole life happening of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So you can type in the date of 10th of January 2010 and hear the transcript, see the transcript of the whole satsang, and also the video of the satsang itself, which the Supreme Pontiff delivered on the 10th of January 2010.
Entering into the year 2011, again on the 10th of January, as part of the morning satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained the communion possible with the Vedic deities and how they help create the realization of the sacred truths within us. Aurobindo, an enlightened master, says all the deities described in the Vedic tradition are independent intelligence available to us. Connecting and communing with them is possible. With this one clarity, Aurobindo is able to give the right understanding that imbibing the sacred truth can make you experience the deities. So in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, as most of you must already know, there are millions actually of gods and goddesses, different manifestations of the ultimate Paramashiva, and relating to any of these deities will give you and lead you towards the oneness with Paramashiva, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing in this discourse, which you can also witness if you go to the YouTube channel of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism or the Nithyanandapedia, where any deity is infinitely intelligent, infinitely powerful, connecting to any deity, whatever feeling connection you might have. Any deity Yes, we are apologizing for this technical glitch. So I will briefly resume what I was sharing. So here, as we see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expanding on the communion with the Vedic deities and how entering in oneness with any of these deities leads us to experience oneness with the ultimate, the space of Paramashivoham, the space of Paramashivatva. So each deity is infinitely intelligent and infinitely powerful, and will directly guide us to the ultimate, to the oneness with the ultimate, and awakening and realizing that ultimate within ourselves. So the Vedic tradition is the science of connecting and cherishing, intensifying, integrating a higher and more intense feeling connection with the divine, with the ultimate, through whatever form you feel connected to, and experiencing that oneness, raising yourselves to the highest states of consciousness where the realization of the space of Paramashivoham happens. So again, if you wish to listen to this enlightening discourse from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Please go to Nithyandapedia on the 10th January 2011, and the link to the discourse will be made available. You can listen and imbibe these sacred truths.
We will now be moving on to the 10th of January 2012, where we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism visiting the Madurai Meenakshi temple, which is the temple in southern India where Devi Meenakshi and Bhagavan Sundareshwara are gracing and blessing thousands of devotees every single day in their forms. And Devi Meenakshi is an incarnation of Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine consciousness, and Lord Sundareshwara, Bhagavan Sundareshwara, is the incarnation of Bhagavan Paramashiva. And here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism going around in the Madurai Meenakshi temple and receiving the respects from the chief priests of the temple, the traditional respects. And we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gracing and blessing hundreds of devotees who are seeing the temple tour along with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And to all the viewers who do not know who Devi Meenakshi is, long ago in the Pandya kingdom, there was a king, Malayadwaja, and Queen Kanchanamala, the king and queen of the Pandya kingdom. They did not bear a child for so many years. So in the Sanatana Hindu Dharma, there is a powerful ritual called the Putra Kameshti Yajna, which is a fire ritual where through the fire you can request to the divine of a child, and the divine blesses you with a child through the Agni, through the fire itself. And King Malayadwaja and Queen Kanchanamala performed this Putra Kameshti Yajna, and they asked, intensely prayed to Devi Parashakti and Bhagavan Paramashiva, and they were blessed with an incarnation of Devi Parashakti herself as Devi Meenakshi. And when she was born, when Devi Meenakshi was born, she was named Tadanakai, and she had three breasts, where a voice said when she was born that the third breast will disappear when she meets her consort. And Devi Parashakti, as she is the princess of the Pandya kingdom, was raised as a warrior princess and learned all the 64 arts of Hindu Sanatana Dharma. And when she came of age, she was crowned by her father, King Malayadwaja, as the heir, as the queen of the Pandya kingdom. And when she became queen, she went on the Digvijaya Yatra, which is the conquering all the 54 kingdoms, or in other words, asserting your responsibility over the 54 kingdoms. And as part of the 54 kingdoms, when Devi Meenakshi went to the kingdom of Kailasa, the abode of Paramashiva, and she met with Nandi, who is the attendant of Bhagavan Paramashiva, and she even defeated Nandi in battle. And when Nandi ran to Paramashiva and told Bhagavan Paramashiva that there is a fierce princess from the Pandya kingdom who has come to put her leadership of Kailasa also, Bhagavan Paramashiva immediately understood that it is Devi Parashakti in the form of Meenakshi. And when Bhagavan Paramashiva showed his form, immediately Devi Meenakshi's third breast disappeared, and she came to know, she realized her true form as Devi Parashakti, and requested that Bhagavan Paramashiva comes down to the Bhuloka in the sacred city of Madurai, which is the capital of the Pandya kingdom to have the divine wedding of Devi Meenakshi and to come as the beautiful form of Paramashiva as Bhagavan Sundareshwara, which is the most handsome form of Paramashiva. And Paramashiva also agrees to her request and comes down as Bhagavan Sundareshwara, and the divine wedding takes place. And they rule over the sacred city of Madurai and the Pandya kingdom for thousands of years. And this is the wonderful Leela played by Bhagavan Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti to establish the sacred Shyamala Pitha, Sarvanya Pitha, the all-knowing seat of the Shyamala Pitha, which is the seat of the Pandya kingdom, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the current emperor, the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Shyamala Pitha of the Madurai Adinam, which is the epicenter of the royal kingdom of the Shyamala Pitha, Sarvanya Pitha. And here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gracing the temple by paying his respects to the gods and goddesses and blessing all the devotees in the Madurai Meenakshi temple.
So entering into the year 2013, again on the 10th of January, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducts the NKY, the Nitya Kriya Yoga program for the participants who gathered physically in Adi Kailasa in the Bengaluru Adinam. And he's also allowing people to join online and attend to the program in the various centers in the various Kailasas around the world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism designed many such programs in order to help participants to complete with their incompletions, to expand their chakras, to cherish liberating cognitions, and to allow ultimately the Kundalini Shakti to flow in the body, to break the life negative patterns, and to experience the higher states of consciousness and oneness with Paramashiva, leading to the paramanifestation of the Shaktis of Paramashiva. So here we can see the people doing different kinds of processes, sometimes in pairs, sometimes alone, contemplating on their lives and the various incompletions or life negative patterns that they have been cherishing since early childhood. And as they go through various processes and techniques, they free themselves from these false cognitions. And ultimately, at the end of the day, they receive the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which awakens the Kundalini. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that when the Kundalini gets awakened, it is like a tsunami, a flood coming intensely in the body and removing all these incompletions, these life negative cognitions, which have been identified during the day, and much more. It cleanses the biomemory and the muscle memory, and it literally gives you a new breath of fresh air. So the Nityananda Kriya program, the Nitya Kriya program was one such program which was conducted on this day in the year of 2013.
We will now be looking at the next year, which is the 10th of January 2014, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism describes how many various groups in the world exploit us by reinforcing our HDH, the self-doubt, self-hatred, and self-denial. These three alone keep us from expanding and having success in life. Advaita Vedanta is the only religion that teaches us the science of completion, giving us the exact tools needed not only to excel in life, but to allow enlightenment to flow in us. Especially to speak to the teens and the students of nowadays. And whenever the students in university or in school, you might have experienced yourself and seen your kids that every single day in the school, it is all about the self-doubt, the self-hatred and self-denial in various forms, similar to the peer pressure that the students experiences in becoming the leader one, the number one in the class, or whether the approval that he wishes to have from all his professors, from all his teachers, or it might be the pressure from his parents that they want him to be the number one in the school or be number one in the sports team in the school or many of these factors right from when the child is around 5 years old or 6 years old in the first grade. We can see all these patterns of HDHT, which is continuously reinforced by the society, by the parents. And here, the supreme point of Hinduism is sharing about the Advaita Vedanta, which is the only concept where it teaches us that we are all one and the same. And whatever the other person experiences is just a reflection of you in what is happening in you. And the various truths where we do not get stuck by the SDHT patterns and literally ruin our lives by continuously falling into these patterns, rather experience the powers and the Shaktis of Paramashiva, where you live as Paramashiva himself and embody the divinity inside you. And that is one of the most important concepts that is taught in the Gurukul of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, where right from at 7 years old, when they join the Gurukul, they are taught that they are Paramashiva and there is no comparison and no SDHT that is reinforced. Rather, it is more and more the cognitions that they are Paramashiva, that they can express the state space beings, the powers of Paramashiva and the super consciousness of Paramashiva. And that is what the supreme point of Hinduism is sharing, whether in the Gurukul or whether in all of the programs which is blessed by the supreme point of Hinduism, and to rewire our brain not to fall into the patterns of STHT, rather fall into the space of Advaita, the space of Paramashivoham. And here we can see the wonderful address. And if you would like to know more, you're always welcome to log on to the Nithyanandapedia, which is the encyclopedia of all the happenings of the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where you can go to the same date of the 10th of January 2014 and see the transcript of the satsang and various other satsangs of the Advaita, of living Advaita. And let us now move on to the next year after a short break.
Yes, so welcoming all of you back. Let us go into the next year of 2015. On the 10th of January 2015, during the morning satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continues with the Living Advaita series on the Upanishads. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism advises everyone to finish off making our completions, dropping all our old cognitions we have about ourselves, and then being ready to receive the cosmic cognitions from the Upanishads. Get ready to receive the original cognition from the cosmos. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in this morning satsang puts emphasis on the importance of coming back to a space of complete completion, dropping all our faltu or false cognitions about life in order to awaken the space of listening within us so that we can receive the ultimate cognitions from the Upanishads, which are basically direct cosmic downloads from the rishis who were operating in the space of samadhi, in the space of pure oneness with the ultimate, oneness with Paramashiva, so that these truths can enter into us deeply, reverberate, and start to radiate through us. So if you wish, again, to listen to this enlightening discourse, inviting you to go to Nithyananda on this day and listen to the link to the satsang, which is made available there. You can also go on the YouTube channel of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam, and listen to these Living Advaita series satsangs.
Let us now move on to the 10th of January 2016, where on this day one of the profound session for Inner Awakening graduates, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism introduces the upcoming Inner Awakening program. He shares that he will radiate all three of these powerful programs together: Inner Awakening, Shivoham, and Nithyanandoham. It was a wonderful program in 2016 where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared about the various topics from all the programs. And actually, even in the December of 2016, we had the wonderful Sadashivoham programs, where it was an extraordinary program where all the participants manifested not just the completion, but even the powers of Paramashiva were introduced to the participants, where all the participants had manifested such powers, such extraordinary powers, which you would have seen in the first segment. And even now, in a few days, we have the upcoming Paramashivoham Level 3 program, which is starting on the 19th of February till the 11th of March, during the auspicious time of the Mahashivaratri, which is the most auspicious night as per the Hindu Sanatana Dharma, where Bhagavan Paramashiva manifested as the light shaft and gave the enlightenment to Bhagavan Brahma and Vishnu. And on that auspicious day, in that auspicious season, we are having the Paramashivoham Level 3 program, which is after 3 long years of waiting, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gracing all of us by this wonderful Paramashivoham program. And if any of the viewers would like to register for the program, all of us can log on to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham, where you will be able to register for the program. And if you have any questions about the program, or if you want to know more, you can feel free to comment live on the Facebook and YouTube chat, where the acharyas are available to answer your questions and to guide you through the process of the registration for the Paramashivoham Level 3 program. And with that, let's move on to the next year.
So entering into the year 2017, the Nityananda Yogam participants shares their experience of manifesting various Shaktis of Paramashiva. So Shaktis are basically the powers which manifest from the space of oneness with Paramashiva. Unlike Siddhis who manifest when we move towards oneness to Paramashiva, different powers can manifest through the intensity of the penance or the processes that a seeker goes through. But Siddhis distract you from enlightenment, whereas Shaktis strengthen your experience of enlightenment as they manifest through the space of enlightenment. So in 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted many times this program, the Nityananda Yogam programs, where participants from all around the world were invited to come in the close quarters of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to spend literally the entire day with the avatar of Paramashiva and get initiated. In the year 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism used to literally initiate at least one Shaktis, a different Shakti every day to these participants, and obviously the Gurukul Balasans who were also part of the program. So the participants who came for the Nityananda Yoga program entangled with the Gurukul Balasans witnessed and also manifested these powers. Every morning during the live satsang, the participants and the Gurukul Balasans used to come and share what they have witnessed and what they have experienced as these Shaktis were manifesting intensely in the courtyard of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So an amazing time for everyone who were present during those days. So here we are having a glimpse again. If you want to listen to these sharings, inviting you to go to Nityandapedia on this day and click the link which leads to the discourse which was made available on this day.
We will now be moving on to the 10th of January 2018, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, is the visionary through whom this whole revival of Kailasa is made possible. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave energy darshan to hundreds of delegates at the Nitya Yoga Convention at Bidadi, Bengaluru Adinam. We can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism giving the energy darshan to people who do not know what energy darshan is. The avatar, out of his most compassion and the grace, the avatar bestows the same space of enlightenment, the same space of the Kundalini awakening in the participants, where just by the Diksha, which is the initiation, just by the touch of the avatar, either the touch, which is the Sparsha Diksha, or just by a look, which is the Nayana Diksha, or by the sounds, the sacred mantras, which is the Mantra Diksha, the avatar, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, transmits the space of enlightenment and awakens that dormant Kundalini Shakti inside all of us, which in turn awakens all our 7 chakras and awakens the innate possibilities inside all of us, where we can manifest the state, space, being, and powers and superconsciousness of Paramashiva. And the Nitya Dhyan Yoga is a beautiful 4-day program which is scripted and which is personally made by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for awakening this Kundalini Shakti inside all of us and for manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. With this, we'll now be moving on to the next wonderful years after a short break.
So welcoming each and everyone back. So on the year 2019 here, we can have an amazing glimpse of one of the darshan, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave to all the participants of the first Paramashivoham program. So in December 2018 and January 2019, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted for the first time the groundbreaking program of Paramashivoham. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted this program remotely through 3D technology to the participants who gathered physically to Adi Kailasa, Bengaluru, India. So we'll be watching a short clip, having a glimpse of this amazing darshan. Darshan being a glimpse of the space of Paramashiva, which is being radiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who is established in the highest oneness of Paramashiva, radiating this dimension intensely for it to be mirrored inside of us through the mirroring neuron process, for us to experience the same highest state of consciousness. So without further ado, we'll be watching this short clip.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
ईशानभूताय सदाशिवाय तत्पुरुषभक्ताय महेश्वराय अघोरहृदयाय दिव्येश्वराय वामेश्वराय विधिकारणाय सत्यस्वरूपाय सृजनेश्वराय स्वागतं स्वागतं स्वामिते स्वागतं अस्माकं Swamam Sivasakiyam Damarkar Tirusula Makana Kashaya Vastram Radhe Satyasam Vande Paramaham
Nityanandam, welcoming back all the participants watching us live on YouTube, Facebook, and the various social media platforms. We just were blessed with a wonderful darshan by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and we have seen the oneness capsule, which literally awakens the same energy in all of us, even seeing just the video of the oneness capsule. Let us now move on to the 10th of January 2020, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, expounded on the cosmic principle bliss is good puja during the everyday life public address, the Nityananda Satsang. His Divine Holiness revealed that prayer is the most powerful, ultimate way of connecting with Paramashiva, which will start as Vishishta Advaita, evolves as Dvaita, raising to Advaita, and manifesting as Shuddha Advaita. We can also see the various pictures from the live satsang, and we will now be moving on to the next year.
So entering into the final year, 2001, last year, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives his blessings and accepts various offerings, rituals performed all over the world as part of the Nithyanandotsavam celebrations. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who has left the society since 2018, is not presently physically available to people, yet makes himself available through various other ways, such as online. So here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessing with his presence, something that the devotees are extremely excited about and yearn for. Here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessing with his presence and receiving the various rituals offered in the various Kailasas around the world by the disciples and devotees during the celebrations, the Nithyanandotsavam. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that in Hinduism, the entire year is about celebration. He mentioned that 300 days a year we celebrate, and the rest of the 65 days we prepare for the next celebration. So celebration is the lifestyle of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the temple-based ecosystem, and the enlightened civilization. So here we can have a glimpse of that in the year of 2021. So with this, we'll be moving on to the next segment very shortly. So we invite you to stay tuned as the Adi Kailasa will be blessing us live with the rituals which are taking place today. So inviting you to stay tuned. And in a few moments, you'll have the darshan, the blessings of these rituals being performed live in Adi Kailasa, Bengaluru, India. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a few moments. Nithyananda.
Nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairav. Stand. A conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. Self is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairav. Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam. Today is the second day of the Uttaranga Utsava, the conclusory celebrations of Nithyanandotsavam, the celebration of the 45th Jayanti, that is the 45th anniversary of the happening of the Avatar, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Nijavatara, the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, who has descended to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyanandotsavam is being celebrated all over Kailasa, the first nation for all Hindus. Today, Devi Parashakti is going to grace us in the Teppal festival, Teppotsavam. Teppal is a grandly decorated water float which is set afloat in the waters of the temple tank. The grandly decorated deity of Devi Parashakti will be offered puja and aradhana, and she will be gracefully taken around on a procession on the water float. The Teppotsavam is a beautiful ritual that gently brings the intense energy of the 21-day Nithyananda Brahmotsavam to a blissful peace. Let us now move to the sacred Teppal celebration on the second day of the Uttaranga celebrations of Nithyanandotsavam.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिव शक्तिनि मध्यमाम् नित्यानन्द पर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरु परम्पराम् ललाटे पुण्ड्रे नितिलकृतकस्तूरी तिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधार स्फुरितकटिकौपीनवसनः दधानो दुस्तारं शिरसि फणिराजं शशिकलाम् प्रदीपः सर्वेषाम् अरुणगिरियोगी विजयते बालार्कारुणपद्मपीठनिलयाम् वामादिशक्त्यावृताम् हेलागन्धिसुकुन्तलाम् द्विनयनाम् हेमाम्बरालङ्कृताम् वामे लम्बकराशैलतनयाम् दक्षे करेन्दीवराम् श्यामाभां शरदिन्दुचारुवदनाम् ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम् ॐ श्रियै नमः ॐ उमायै नमः ॐ भारत्यै नमः ॐ भद्रकायै नमः ॐ शर्वायै नमः ॐ विजयायै नमः ॐ जयायै नमः ॐ वाण्यै नमः ॐ सर्वगतायै नमः ॐ गौर्यै नमः ॐ वाराह्यै नमः ॐ कमलप्रियायै नमः ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ कमलायै नमः ॐ मायायै नमः ॐ मातङ्ग्यै नमः ॐ अपरायै नमः ॐ अजायै नमः ॐ शाकम्भर्यै नमः ॐ शिवायै नमः ॐ चण्ड्यै नमः ॐ कुण्डल्यै नमः ॐ वैष्णव्यै नमः ॐ क्रियायै नमः ॐ श्रियै नमः ॐ ऐन्द्रयै नमः ॐ मधुमत्यै नमः ॐ गिरिजायै नमः ॐ सुभगायै नमः ॐ अम्बिकायै नमः ॐ तारायै नमः ॐ पद्मावत्यै नमः ॐ हंसायै नमः ॐ पद्मनाभसहोदर्यै नमः ॐ अपर्णायै नमः ॐ ललितायै नमः ॐ धात्र्यै नमः ॐ कुमार्यै नमः ॐ शिशिवाहिन्यै नमः ॐ शाम्भव्यै नमः ॐ सुमुख्यै नमः ॐ मैत्र्यै नमः ॐ त्रिनेत्रायै नमः ॐ विश्वरूपिण्यै नमः ॐ आर्यायै नमः ॐ मृडान्यै नमः ॐ ह्रीङ्कार्यै नमः ॐ क्रोधिन्यै नमः ॐ सुदिनायै नमः ॐ अचलायै नमः ॐ सूक्ष्मायै नमः ॐ परात्परायै नमः ॐ शोभायै नमः ॐ सर्ववर्णायै नमः ॐ हरप्रियायै नमः ॐ महालक्ष्मी नमः ॐ महासिद्ध्यै नमः ॐ स्वधायै नमः ॐ स्वाहायै नमः ॐ मनोन्मन्यै नमः ॐ त्रिलोकपालिन्यै नमः ॐ उद्भूतायै नमः ॐ त्रिसन्ध्यायै नमः ॐ त्रिपुरान्तक्यै नमः ॐ त्रिशक्त्यै नमः ॐ त्रिपदायै नमः ॐ दुर्गायै नमः ॐ ब्राह्मै नमः ॐ त्रैलोक्यवासिन्यै नमः ॐ पुष्करायै नमः ॐ अत्रिसुतायै नमः ॐ गूढायै नमः ॐ त्रिवर्णायै नमः ॐ त्रिस्वरायै नमः ॐ त्रिगुणायै नमः ॐ निर्गुणायै नमः ॐ सत्यायै नमः ॐ निर्विकल्पायै नमः ॐ निरञ्जन्यै नमः ॐ ज्वालिन्यै नमः ॐ मालिन्यै नमः ॐ चर्चायै नमः ॐ द्रव्यातोपनिबर्हिन्यै नमः ॐ कामाक्ष्यै नमः ॐ कामिन्यै नमः ॐ कान्तायै नमः ॐ कामदायै नमः ॐ कलहंसिन्यै नमः ॐ सलज्जायै नमः ॐ कुलजायै नमः ॐ प्राज्ञै नमः ॐ प्रभायै नमः ॐ मदनसुन्दर्यै नमः ॐ वागीश्वर्यै नमः ॐ विशालाक्ष्यै नमः ॐ सुमङ्गल्यै नमः ॐ काल्यै नमः ॐ महेश्वर्यै नमः ॐ चण्ड्यै नमः ॐ भैरव्यै नमः ॐ भुवनेश्वर्यै नमः ॐ नित्यायै नमः ॐ सनन्दविभवायै नमः ॐ सत्यज्ञानायै नमः ॐ तमोभायै नमः ॐ महेश्वरप्रियङ्कर्यै नमः ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै नमः ॐ दुर्गा परमेश्वर्यै नमः धूर्वधूर्वधूर्वन्तम् धूर्वदितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसितस्मितमं वप्रितमं दुष्टतमं वह्नितमम् देवहूतममभृतमसि हविर्धानं मृगुंहस्वमाह्वा मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षे माभेर्मा संविक्था मा त्वा हि गुंसृशम् श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः धूपमाघ्रापयामि उद्दीप्य स्वजातवेदोपघ्नन्नररितिं मम पशुगश्च मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानो हि गुंसि जातवेदो वामश्वं पुरुषं जगते अबिभ्रदग्नागहि श्रिया मा परिपातय। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः। दीपं संदर्शयामि। ॐ मधुवातार्तायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्नः सन्त्वोषधीः मधुनक्तमुदोषधि मधुमत्पार्थिवगुम्रजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागुमस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः। मधु मधु मधु। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः। अमृतं महानैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। नैवेद्यानन्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि। ॐ साङ्ग्रहण्येत्यायजते इमां जनतां सङ्ग्रहाणि द्वादशारत्नेरचना भवति द्वादश मासा संवत्सरः संवत्सरमेवावरुन्धे मौञ्जी भवति ऊर्ध्वै मुञ्जाः ऊर्जमेवावरुन्धे चित्रा नक्षत्रम् भवति चित्रं वा एतत्कर्म। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः। अलंकारदीपं संदर्शयामि। त्रीणि त्रीणि वै देवानां वृद्धानि त्रीणि छन्दागुंसि त्रीणि सवनानि त्रय इमे लोकाः हृद्यामे तद्वीर्य एषु लोकेषु प्रतिष्ठति यच्च चातुर्मास्य याच्यात्मनो नावद्येत। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः। त्रिनेत्रदीपं संदर्शयामि। हिरण्यपात्रं मधो पूर्णं ददाति माधव्योऽसानीति एकधा ब्रह्मण उपहरति एकथैव यजमान आयुस्तेजो दधाति। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः। कुंभदीपं संदर्शयामि। ॐ ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपतिर्ब्रह्मणोऽधिपतिर्ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ॐ तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ अघोरेभ्यो घोरेभ्यो घोरघोरधरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वसर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते रुद्ररूपेभ्यः। ॐ वामदेवाय नमो ज्येष्ठाय नमः श्रेष्ठाय नमो रुद्राय नमः कालाय नमः बलविकरणाय नमो बलविकरणाय नमो बलाय नमो बलप्रमथनाय नमः सर्वभूतदमनाय नमो मनोन्मनाय नमः। ॐ सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः। भवे भवे नाति भवे भवस्व माम् भवोद्भवाय नमः। गणाधिकाय विद्महे महातपाय धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ गणाधिकाय विद्महे महातपाय धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ गणाधिकाय विद्महे महातपाय धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात्। श्री नित्यानंद देश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः। कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि, रक्षान् धारयामि। ॐ बृहत्सामक्षत्रभृद्बृद्धविष्णेयं दृष्टुभौजशोभितमुग्रवीरम् इन्द्रस्तोमेन पञ्चदशेन मध्यमिदो वातेन सकलेन रक्षान् धारयामि। ॐ नभो नभो भवति जायमानोऽह्नां केतुरुषसामेत्यग्रम् भागं देवेभ्यो विदधात्यायन् प्रचन्द्रमास्तिरते दीर्घमायुः। ॐ मूर्धा दिवो अरतिं पृथिव्या वैश्वानरमृताय जातमग्निं कविगुं सम्राजमतिथिं जनानामासन्ना पात्रं जनयन्त देवाः। ॐ दूरमस्मच्छत्रवो यन्तु भीताः तदिन्द्राग्नी कृणुतां तद्विशाखे तन्नो देवा अनुमदन्तु यज्ञं पश्चात् पुरस्तादभयन्नो अस्तु। ॐ वायुस्तागुम् अग्रे प्रभवोऽस्तु देवः प्रजापतिः प्रजया संविधानः प्रमुञ्चमाना भुवनस्य रेतो वातुं यजमानाय देवाः उपाकृतगुं यजमानं यदस्था जीवं देवानामप्येदुपाथः। केतुं गृह्णन् केतवेपेशो पर्यापेशसे समुषद्भिरजायथाः ब्रह्मादेवानां पदवीः कवीनां ऋषिर्विप्राणां महिषो मृगाणां श्येनो गृध्रा नागस्वधितिर्वना नागस्सोमः पवित्रमत्येतिरेभन्ने सचित्रचित्रं चितयन्तमस्मै चित्रक्षत्रचित्रतामं वयोधाम् चन्द्रं रयिं पूर्वीरं बृहन्तं चन्द्राभिर्गृह्णते योपस्व। ॐ राजाधिराजाय प्रसह्य साहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यम् कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि ॐ भवस्य देवस्य पत्न्यै नमः ॐ सर्वस्य देवस्य पत्न्यै नमः ॐ ईशानस्य देवस्य पत्न्यै नमः ॐ पशुपतेर्देवस्य पत्न्यै नमः ॐ उग्रस्य देवस्य पत्न्यै नमः ॐ रुद्रस्य देवस्य पत्न्यै नमः ॐ भीमस्य देवस्य पत्न्यै नमः ॐ महतो देवस्य पत्न्यै नमः ॐ पूगीफलसमायुक्तं नागवल्लीदलेर्युतं कर्पूरचूर्णसंयुक्तं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृह्यताम् यो पुष्पं वेद पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति चन्द्रमा वा अपां पुष्पं पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति य एवं वेद योपायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः वेदोक्तमन्त्रपुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि
The Teppotsavam is a beautiful ritual that gently brings the intense energy of the 21-day Nithyananda Brahmotsavam to a blissful peace. Today, Devi Parashakti is going to grace us in the Teppal festival, Teppalotsavam. Teppal is a grandly decorated water float which is set afloat in the waters of the temple tank. Let us now witness this beautiful ritual, Teppotsavam, where the grandly decorated deity of Devi Parashakti will be offered puja, and she will be gracefully taken around on a procession on the water float.
अहं रुद्रेभिर्वसुभिश्चराम्यहमादित्ये ऋतविश्वदेवैः अहं मित्रावरुणो भाविभर्म्यहमिन्द्राग्नी अहमश्विनो भा अहं सोममाहनसं बिभर्म्यहं त्वष्टारमुतपोषणं भगम् अहं दधामि द्रवीणं हविष्मते सुप्राव्ये यजमानाय सुन्वते अहं राष्ट्री संगमनीवसूनां चिकितुषी प्रथमा यज्ञियानां ताम्मा देवाव्यदधुः पुरुत्रा भूरिस्थात्रां भूर्या वेशयन्ति मया सोऽन्नमत्ति यो विपश्यति य प्राणीति य ईं शृणोद्युक्तम् अमन्तवो मान्त उपक्षियन्ति श्रुतिश्रुतश्रद्धिवं ते वदामि अहमेव स्वयमिदं वदामि जुष्टम् देवेभिरुतमानुषेभिः यं कामयेतं तमुग्रं कृणोमि तं ब्रह्माणं तमृषिं तं सोमेधा अहं रुद्राय धनुरातनोमि ब्रह्मद्विषेशर वेहन्तव ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः। कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि
ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் வைத்திய சரோவரத்தில் வலம் வரும் தெய்வம் அவன் வேண்டிடும் அன்பருக்கே வரம் தரும் வள்ளலவன் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் வைத்திய சரோவரத்தில் வலம் வரும் தெய்வம் அவன் வேண்டிடும் அன்பருக்கே வரம் தரும் வள்ளலவன் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் கார்முகிலும் விண்ணிருந்து பூமியில் இறங்கியதோ தேரெனவே நீரில் வரும் தெப்பமதை கண்டதுவோ நித்யன் வரும் தெப்பமதன் கோபுரமாய் மாறியதோ இக்கரையில் மழை பொழியும் வரம் தனை வேண்டியதோ வையம் குளிர வான்முகிலுக்கு வரம் தரும் ஆனந்தன் தெப்பம் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் அழகாக வெள்ளி நிலவது தரையிறங்கியதோ இலக்காக விண்மீன் விண்மீன்களும் ஒளி கூட்டியதோ அழகாக வெள்ளி நிலவது கரை இறங்கியதோ விளக்காக விண்மீன்களும் ஒளி கூட்டியதோ விண்ணும் அதிரும் இடி முழக்கம் இசையானதுவோ கண்ணை பறிக்கும் ஒளி மின்னல் சுதி சேர்த்ததுவோ சுகமாய் தென்றல் சாமரங்கள் வீசுகின்றதோ அசையும் மங்களமாய் ஆடுகின்றதோ ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் முல்லையோடு செண்பகமும் மல்லி மலர் சோலை அல்லியோடு வில்வமெனும் தெய்வ மலர் மாலை மின்னும் தோரணமாய் தெப்பம் தனி சிரிக்கும் நித்யனவன் பாதம் தனை வருடி மிக்க மனம் கழிக்கும் உரைதான் இல்லையோ ஆனந்தத்தின் நிலையை விளக்க மிகைதான் அழகோ வார்த்தை இல்லை பதமாய் இசைக்க ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் தோகை ஆனந்தமாய் காவடிகள் ஆடியதோ வேங்குழலும் நித்யனுக்கே மந்திரங்கள் ஓதியதோ பக்தர்களின் கூட்டமெல்லாம் பண்ணிசைத்து பாடியதோ பார்க்க இந்த காட்சியினை பாறையிலும் நீர் வருதோ விண்ணுலகமும் மண்ணுலகமும் கொண்டாடிடும் ஆனந்தன் தெப்பம் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் பகையாய் வரும் எண்ணம் யாவையுமே செயலிழக்காதா சுகமாய் நித்தின் பாதம் தன்னில் வந்து சரணடையாதா பகையாய் வரும் எண்ணம் யாவையுமே செயலிழக்காதா சுகமாய் நித்தின் பாதம் தன்னில் வந்து சரணடையாதா வஞ்சகரையும் தெப்பத்திருக்காட்சி காட்சி மாற்றிடுமோ கொஞ்சம் முகமோ முக்தி நிலைக்கே நம்மை ஏற்றிடுமோ எழிலாய் வருமோ நித்யானந்தன் ஆனந்தத்தை வழிதான் தருமோ நித்யனவன் ஞானத்தின் தெப்பம் ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம்
गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि
கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் வைத்திய சரோவரத்தில் வலம் வரும் தெய்வம் அவன் வேண்டிடும் அன்பருக்கே வரம் தரும் வள்ளலவன் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம் கார்முகிலும் விண்ணிருந்து பூமியில் இறங்கியதோ தேரெனவே நீரில் வரும் தெப்பமதை கண்டதுவோ நித்யன் வரும் தெப்பமதன் கோபுரமாய் மாறியதோ இத்தரையில் மழை பொழியும் வரம் தனை வேண்டியதோ வையம் குளிர வான்முகிலுக்கு வரம் தரும் ஆனந்தன் தெப்பம் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்த தெப்பம் ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம். அழகாக வெள்ளி நிலவது தரையிறங்கியதோ விளக்காக விண்மீன்களும் ஒளி கூட்டியதோ. அழகாக வெள்ளி நிலவது தரையிறங்கியதோ விளக்காக விண்மீன்களும் ஒளி கூட்டியதோ. விண்ணும் அதிரும் இடி முழக்கம் இசையானதுவோ கண்ணை பறிக்கும் ஒளி மின்னல் ஸ்ருதி சேர்த்ததுவோ. சுகமாய் தென்றல் சாமரங்கள் வீசுகின்றதோ அசையும் மங்களமாய் ஆடுகின்றதோ. ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம். செண்பகமும் மல்லி மலர் சோலை அல்லியோடு வில்வமெனும் தெய்வ மலர் மாலை மின்னும் தோரணமாய் தெப்பம் தனு சிரிக்கும் நித்யனவன் பாதம் தன வருடி மிக்க மனம் கழிக்கும். உரைதான் நிலையோ ஆனந்தத்தின் நிலையை விளக்க மிகைதான் அழகோ வார்த்தை இல்லை பதமாய் இசைக்க. ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம். மயில் ஆனந்தமாய் காவடிகள் ஆடியதோ வேங்குழலும் நித்யனுக்கே. மந்திரங்கள் ஓதியதோ பக்தர்களின் கூட்டமெல்லாம் பண்ணிசைத்து பார்க்க இந்த காட்சியினை பாறையிலும் நீர் வருதோ. விண்ணுலகமும் மண்ணுலகமும் கொண்டாடிடும் ஆனந்தன் தெப்பம் கண்கள் கவரும் கொள்ளை அழகோ நித்யன் வரும் ஆனந்தத்தை தெப்பம். ஆடி வரும் தெப்பம் அசைந்து வரும் தெப்பம் தெப்பம் ஞானம் தரும் தெப்பம் நித்யானந்தன் வரும் தெப்பம். பகையாய் வரும் எண்ணம் யாவையுமே செயலிழக்காதா, சுகமாய் நித்தியன் பாதம் தன்னில் வந்து சரணடையாதா. பகையாய் வரும் எண்ணம் யாவையுமே செயலிழக்காதா, சுகமாய் நித்தியன் பாதம் தன்னில் வந்து சரணடையாதா. பஞ்சகரையும்
गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात्. ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात्. ॐ गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात्. श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिन्यै नमः. कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि, रक्षां धारयामि. ॐ शोणाद्रीशावताराय ज्योतिस्तम्भस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्. ज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्. मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवशक्तिनी स्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्. दण्डत्रिशूलहस्ताय कालकालस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्. आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्. सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्. योगपट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्. सार्वभौमैकपत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्. मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलम् परमावताराय नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम् त्वं स्मृतमहं धन्य मम प्राणमहेश्वर गंगाधर नामेति स्तोत्रस्थानं ददाम्यहम्.
Thank you for joining us for today's second day celebrations, the conclusory celebrations of Nithyanandotsavam. The celebrations will continue tomorrow when Bhagavan Sri Subramanya Swami will be gracing us in the beautiful Teppal water float. So we invite you tomorrow for tomorrow's Uttaranga celebrations of Nithyanandotsavam. Thank you. Nithyanandam.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
எல்லோருக்கும் ஊரு தான் கண்டு வைக்கும், இவருக்கு தான் உலகமே கண்டு வைக்கும். சுத்தி போடுங்கடி. வருகிற நாளெல்லாம் வளமாக வாழணும், இருக்கிற நாளெல்லாம் நமக்காக மாத்தணும். அதுக்கு இப்போது நாம் என்ன செய்யணும்? நித்யானந்தரின் சொல் கேட்டு நடக்கணும். மனிதராய் பிறந்த நம்ம எல்லாம் காக்கத்தான் கைலாசா என்னும் புது உலக கொடுத்துக்காகவானே வந்திருக்கா மனித ரூபா இருக்கா. வேண்டும் சரி வேண்டும் போரில் வந்துருச்சு கைலாசம்தான், தந்துருச்சு சிவவாசம்தான். வந்துருச்சு கைலாசம்தான், நமக்கு தந்துருச்சு சிவவாசம்தான். வந்துருச்சு கைலாசம்தான், தந்துருச்சு சிவவாசம்தான். வந்துருச்சு கைலாசம்தான், நமக்கு தந்துருச்சு சிவவாசம்தான். சைவங்களாய் உலகை மாற்றிடணும், சக உயிரிடமுறையாடிடணும். மூன்றாம் கண்ணை திறக்க கட்டிடணும், மூலோக ஈசன் போல் வாழ்ந்திடணும். கைலாசம் மனிதகுல கடவுள் மொழி பேசும் வருகிற நாள் எல்லாம் பலமாக வாழணும், இருக்கிற நாள் எல்லாம் நமக்காக மாத்தணும். அதுக்கு இப்போது நாம் என்ன செய்யணும்? நித்யானந்தரின் சொல் கேட்டு நடக்கணும். மனிதராய் பிறந்த நம்ம எல்லாம் காக்கத்தான் கைலாசா என்னும் புது உலக கொடுத்துக்காகவா வந்திருக்கா மனித ரூபா இருக்கா. வேண்டும் நேரிலேறி ஞான வேண்டும் கோவில் வென்றா. மனிதகுல மீட்டெடுத்தா நம்ம எல்லாம் காக்க வந்தா.
ஓம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வர பரமசிவ சமாரம்பாம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி பரமசக்தி மத்யமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சார்ய பர்யந்தாம் Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and blessings. I welcome all the Sarvanyapeta Kartas, Yajamans, Manifestors, Sarvabharityahi, Srimahans, Mahans, Kotari, Tanedar, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, E-Gurukul students, Nithyanandas, NHU students, Kailasas, ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, citizens, consulate generals and supporters, Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Everyone who is sitting with us through Kailasa TV, Kailasa's NTV, Kailasa's HNTV, and all social media platforms. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. As the continuation of the message from Paramashiva from the morning initiation, the next point, listen intensely. Action or reaction. Response all the three: action, reaction, response. All the three, if it is triggered by the great truths of the parallel universe, you are living Paramashivatva, living enlightenment. Listen. Listen intensely. Life is neither suffering nor joy. Life is neither pain nor pleasure. Life has to be triggered inside you from the great cosmic truths of the parallel universe. That's all. I'll give you example by example. One by one. Morning I was telling you, I sincerely appreciate each one of you sitting with me. I don't take your time for granted. I don't take the treasure you share with me for granted. I don't take the talent you share with me and Kailasa for granted. Listen, I'm repeating. Listen, I'm repeating. Sorry for the technical glitch. I'm repeating now. Your action or reaction or response, if it is triggered from the cosmic truths of the parallel universe, it is always right. The morning satsang, I was telling, I don't take your time for granted. I'm telling you, even now, it's night 12:35 in India. It's late night, but I can see thousands and thousands of Indian satsang centers, Paduka mandirs, adinams are active. Houseful, literally. And many of you are sitting in various time zones, literally all continents. All countries. I don't take your time for granted. I don't take the talent you share with me and Kailasa for granted. I don't take your love for me granted. I don't take the treasure you share with me and Kailasa for granted. I don't take the love and listening you have for me for granted. Listen, this is the most important thing. This is the most important thing. We did a survey. "98% of our donors, the high donors, the high net worth donors who are like a Sarvanyapita Kartas, Ejamans, manifestors, continuous funders, 98% of them go to our temples, do the seva like washing the washroom, cleaning the washrooms, ground level seva, not hi-fi, just washing the deities, doing abhishekam, ground level seva, cleaning the floor, washing the restrooms, ground level seva. I appreciate each one of you each one of you. I don't take your love for granted, and I wanted to tell each one of you see, sometimes I don't have a logical solution for your problems. I just give a command. For example, Sendil, one of his problem, I did not have a solution. I said, this is my command. Just obey me. He simply obeyed. I know my command for him is not logical conclusion. It's not, see, somebody in this situation, if they rationally think and decide, they would have taken and executed the decision he made. But I said, in Hindu tradition, this is the way we behave. Do what I am saying. He just obeyed me. I wanted to tell Sendil, I don't take your listening for granted. I do appreciate your love for me, your listening for me. Please understand, I want every one of you to know, so many people, during many issues, sometimes health issues, sometimes relationship issues, sometimes business decisions, even though it did not look logical, they just obeyed me. Of course, later on they realized what I told has done a great, good thing for them. All that is different. But listening to me, obeying to me, listening to my instructions, I wanted all of you to know I don't take that for granted. I'm extremely sincere when I advise you, when I give you solutions, suggestions. Never ever think you are a number for me. You are a being. You are a being. I operate from the parallel universe, Kailasa. You are a being, potential as me to manifest Paramashiva. I treat you as Paramashiva, and I appreciate the way you treat me as Paramashiva, and I don't take you for granted. Understand? My action, my reaction, my response, all are triggered by the parallel universe, Kailasa, Paramashivatva. So everything I do becomes good, right for everyone. Just because I am triggered by the parallel universe, Kailasa, Paramashivatva.